Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Flash, and thank you for joining me for another Marvel Snap video. This week, as part of the stream team, we have more great gameplay from decks featured on the Snap Judgments by our good friend Aaron Glazer. And without further ado, let's just get straight into the decks. Alright, so the first deck we have here is from Glenn himself, one of the lead designer for a Marvel Snap over at Second Dinner. So whenever he makes a deck, you should probably pay attention to somebody who directly influences, you know, the inner workings of the game in terms of balancing, right? So this is a Black Knight deck with Blink. It's very straightforward, and as I said before, Aaron goes over the detail, blow by blow, turn by turn, when you should snap with these decks. So check that video out from yesterday, and he covers all of that. But here we're just showing you for sake's sake, this is what the makeup of the deck is, what you're trying to do. You got the big cards here, right? The standards, you got the blink, so you can, you know, once you have the Black Knight down, you're protecting from armor, you can blink into something like, you can play a Jubilee, hope it hits a big thing. You can play Lady Sif. If she hits something big, you can blink either of two cards into something bigger, whether it be a Vision or a Scar, something like that. It's Blink with Black Knight. Okay, so you know how those two archetypes work. Smash them together. Let's get to the next deck. And next we have the really good Sasquatch build by Gnome, who is a great creator and just kind of a great builder and great player in the game overall, so check him out. Got some great stuff over there. Now this is an interesting take, and by interesting I mean good. Right, want to get the Squirrel Girls out early. If that's your game plan, then you can get Mockingbird out early. If you are running into situations where you have a lot of Mobius that you're running into, you want to make sure you get Mysterio out on 2. That way you can get Sasquatch or Mockingbird out early to sidestep the Mobius. Otherwise, destroy things for death with Killmonger or Carnage and just kind of go nuts. Know where you can do your things. Be very careful with Cull Obsidian, because if too many things get destroyed, you're not going to be able to play Cull because all your ones are going to be gone. So make sure you manage that well. Even if you wait till turn 5 and you have the Demon in hand and Cull, do both of those things on turn 5 if you need to. 16 power on turn 5 is very good, so keep that in mind. And let's get to the next deck. And the last deck that we're gonna do, now there were 4 decks, but full disclosure, Beta Ray Bill is one of the 3 cards that I do not own, so we're not going to be able to do the 4th deck, which looks to be very good, but you know, this one here, however, we got W's, Sera Control. You should be very well aware of who W is as a all-time great deck builder in Marvel Snap, and continues to be. As Glazer always says, he shook up the meta at several points, right, over the course of the history of the game, and always continues to do so. He has a great Sera Control list that speaks to my heart as a Control player and as a huge Sera player. I love this. Thank you, Glazer. I love you for not giving me a move deck this week and giving me one of my wheelhouse decks, which is Sera Control. I love it. Nothing out of the ordinary here. It's Sera Control. Just one thing with this one that you can do at the end of the game is that you can play Doom and a Medusa, or Doom and a Shadow King, or Doom and Maximus. Those are very strong things you could do at the end of the game. Keep that in mind, and let's see how these decks perform, shall we? So the first deck we're going to do is the Glenn BlackPink deck. Black Knight is also an archetype that I very much enjoy. I am a huge player and lover of discard. Those of you that know me, that have spent time in any of my streams and watched any of my videos, you know that destroy and discard are my 2 favorite archetypes, and Black Knight is a discard style deck. So nothing to do other than just to get the Jeff down. We can get Lady Sif down. It would be nice if we had Black Knight on the board already. Now, an interesting thing here is that you have to be careful with what we get. Okay, so we got the Ghost Rider, which means we can Lady Sif now and hit one of our big cards. We can bring it back with Ghost Rider. We can blink into what is assuredly either Jubilee, Vision, or Infinite. Very strong thing we can do. Let's see what we get. I don't want that Mr. Negative. We'll take a Doom. We'll take a Doom for sure. And he gets Iron Land, hits Blue Marvel. Bruh. Okay, so if we can't blink now. I don't know what I'm talking about. The heck is wrong with me? We can Ghost Rider, which would bring back, I forgot what it was already, Scar. Or we can Jubilee. Now, I don't mind playing Ghost Rider in the Machine World lane because they're not going to be able to take advantage of the Ghost Rider. It's just going to be a dead card in their hand. But I will play the Jubilee, and then we can blink into it. We'll see what happens. Let's go Jubilee. I'm not going to give them the Jubilee. No, not happening. Okay, so Blade the Mr. Negative. Don't like that. That's terrible. That's really bad for us. It would have been really good, but now we're taking a risk, but we're going to mitigate that risk by playing Blink. So we're going to blink away the Jubilee and 100% hit Infinite. If you're playing on PC, please use a deck tracker. Untapped has a great deck tracker. Snap.fan has a decent one as well. Do yourself a favor and use a deck tracker. No, there isn't one available on PC, unfortunately. It's just not how, I'm sorry, mobile. It's just now not how it works, functionally speaking. Now, he's played the Sera and the Mr. Negative, which means he's gonna try to scam us with that over the top power stuff. So I wonder if it's Magneto right. It is. For sure it is. Because that could clog up, or it's going to clog up his right lane entirely, which is good for us. Here's the Blue Marvel, so even more power. Unfortunately, we're not playing the W Sera control deck yet, so we don't have Enchantress at our disposal. So I don't know what's coming down left. I don't know if this is the Iron Man Tribunal scam coming. Probably. Ghost Rider could hit Mr. Negative or Scar. Jubilee hits Black Knight, which doesn't do anything for us. So unfortunately, it's probably just Ghost Rider into armor. We'll see how it plays out. I think we're not in a good position to win here, but for the sake of content and science and everybody seeing how other decks play out, I like to play these things out to give everybody like, hey, this is what you should and shouldn't do here. So we knew that was the Iron Man, and there's the Tribunal, right? This is a common play line for this Sera thing. It allows them to go these multiple different ways, right? So again, 44 across the board, you cannot beat unless you have the counter. If you're playing a control deck and you can stop the Iron Man or the Onslaught or whatever, you're good. If you can't, you're just going to lose. I don't care what deck you're playing, you're going to lose. Let's get to the next game. All right, so game number 2 with the Glenn BlackPink deck. We're gonna do 2. I'm gonna show you guys 2 games with each deck, just so it doesn't get crowded, right? Nobody likes to generally have to sit and watch a 40-minute video about this. If you want long stuff, just come check out my streams and problem solved. Cancun, one of the new locations, or the new location that everybody's been talking about. Power here doesn't count toward winning the game. That's wild. In a vacuum, that's wild, especially with Sinister London on the board. This is gonna be interesting. Let's get the armor down. That way, if we get, oh boy, Ravonna is scary with no way to know what's coming or how to deal with it. Are we just gonna run into another Mr. Negative type of thing? Let's find out. Okay, there's the Black Knight, which is good. We just need one. I just need one. Black Knight here, Blade right, which I think is good. Meaning it is good. Pardon my voice. I don't know what's going on. Things are happening. Okay, so there goes the Scar, replaced by the Ebony Blade, which is good. Jubilee is risky. I don't hate it, because she could hit Lady Sif, which would hit Magneto. She could hit Ghost Rider, which would bring back Scar. She could hit Blink, which would hit Blade, which could hit any of those other things. So we're playing a game, we're playing a dance here with Jubilee. Arguably, there's a case for playing her into Sinister London, I'm not sure how I feel about that. You know what? Let's take a chance. It's fun, right? We're having a good time. As I always say, we're having a good time. Ooh, double havoc is interesting. The prof is bad. If she goes right though, this could be okay. All right, and it blinks the blade, right? Into Ghost Rider, which gives us a scar, which is not terrible. The havoc that went middle is tragic though. I mean, we could play Jeff, but it's not gonna matter. I'm still gonna play the Jeff. I don't think it matters ultimately. He's gonna have too much power. Funny, the middle location is doing nothing because of Cancun. So the middle location is just effectively dead. It's a tied location. So whenever Cancun is up, you're playing the game for 2 locations anyway. Mathematically, there's no way we can win this. They just put big power or whatever in the right lane. We can't really contest. We got to retreat here, unfortunately. And don't be afraid to do that. Use your retreats wisely. Retreating should never be viewed as a negative thing. You're in control of your own destiny, your own cube rate. Okay, you technically lose, but that doesn't matter. What your equity is cubes, period. And let's get to the next deck. Okay, so here is the Gnome Sasquatch deck, which Glazer very astutely pointed out he thinks is the best current build of a Sasquatch deck. Now you come by, hopefully you checked out my stream, and you will know that I got my own Sasquatch cook happening. I don't know if it's any good by the time you've watched this, but hopefully you came by the stream and you found out. Boy. Squirrel Girl and Mysterio is excessive. However, we do have the Carnage, so we can clean it up, which is good. Let's do that. That's a thing that we can do here. So even if we get Mockingbird or Sasquatch off the top here, we can play either of those cards. There's a case to be made where I put Mysterio in the right lane, and good thing I didn't, because there's Cancun. So now we know what we're doing. Sort of. Okay, I'm gonna take a chance here. I'm gonna be able to fill White Hot Room, but we're gonna have to lose the actual Mysterio, which, I mean, could psych our opponent out into thinking, okay, well, that means that the left one is the true Mysterio. Man. But you know what? I want the extra power. The extra energy. I want the extra energy for sure. Because why not? +3 energy going from turn 3, turn 4 for the rest of the game is just really good. So we'll get the Cull Obsidian down. Well, actually, you know what? Scratch that. Let's get Death down. It'll discount the Scar early. We can get Cull Obsidian into Necrotia, which is good for avoiding Shang. Don't like that. Middle's fine. There's the Mockingbird. Very good. See, okay, I'm gonna put Cull. The power doesn't count in Cancun, but it will count for me discounting Scar. If I put Cull left, he goes to 8, which wouldn't discount Scar, but doesn't really matter because we're getting the 3 extra energy from White Hot Room, so in a vacuum, it really doesn't matter very much. I'm good with this. There's the vision. We're playing this game for 2 lanes. Cancun is silly. Now, unless somebody has a late game scam where they could change the location, that's, I can do all my things. I don't mind the Squirrel Girl going away. That's really the only other thing we lose. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. This is a strong build if you put some practice in with it. And if you already have Mockingbird, because it's one of the cards I think you kind of need to make this work. To optimize the strength of the deck. There's the Shang, which takes care of death. Do they have enough power though? Total. No. The answer is no. Like I said, it has a certain level of strength to it. Let's get to the next game. All right, second and last game here with the Gnome Sasquatch deck. Like I said, more time is going to be needed for you to figure out whether or not you like this and how well it works. Come by my stream. If you came by the stream, hopefully you did, and hopefully you got some good input. Yeah, we're just gonna play Hood. It's fine. I'm looking to do. Well, can't do that now. But it's a 2/4. I was saying I was gonna be looking to do the pig into Mockingbird, but we can do Squirrel Girl into Mockingbird. Plus, I could put the demon also, but it's okay. We're gonna be able to do Mockingbird next turn as a 3 cost, so it's fine. That's the plan. We'll put Mockingbird into the, well, I was gonna say left lane, but well, now left lane is the best lane to put the card. However, first things first, let's clean this up. Let's clean up this left lane. Okay, with the demon. That way we can still play Mockingbird next turn. Since we're replacing, you know, this, we need the squirrel to be something that didn't start in our, you know, in our hand or deck or whatever. We would have been, if turn 4, we'd have been able to play it either way, but now we can do Nico plus a thing. And we're gonna get Nico to change Cancun, because now we're fighting for the 3rd location. But they're not thinking about that yet. So they get to spend their turn 4 disregarding Cancun. Meanwhile, we're gonna beef it up. And they're Savage Land. So now we're locked out of... Oh. Well, that worked out really well for our opponent and not for us. That's okay though, because we got Shadow King in tow. Which honestly, I'm just going to be looking to play Shadow King in the middle lane plus whatever else we get off the top. Hopefully something we can play. The only thing we could is Killmonger. Right, no, we could go Shadow King and Cull Obsidian, but Cull Obsidian would go down to 2. Although I think Shadow King would reset it. I hope. I think that... Now I really hope I get Cull off the top to test this out, because I'm pretty sure it would reset that as well. So of course they're playing Werewolf, so they got to figure out how to bounce it 67 times on turn 5, and we'll wait for that. We'll wait for that. We'll wait for that. Ah, look. Here we go. Nico into what? Ham? I mean, obviously that's not bad for us. We don't care about that. Probably wasn't going to be able to play the death anyway. Ooh. That, however, is not good, I'll say. Well, that kind of ruins our entire plan now. Well, that's lame. That's really, really lame. Oh well. And unfortunately, that looks like, because there's no shot that they have the werewolf bounce into Quantum Realm, right? There's no way. That would just be poor gameplay decision. Yeah, we can't win that. Unfortunately, again, no one to hold them, no one to fold them. We gotta bow out of that one. Hit him with the fist bump. Let's get to the last deck. And the last deck, did I save the best for last? I don't know, but I saved my favorite for last because, man, do I love me some W Sera control. W in general builds decks that fit my playstyle. You know, he broke the game with that Gladiators build he had a long time ago. We're just gonna play Red Guardian now. Actually, you know what? No. Let's play Werewolf now. Yeah, let's get the wolf out here. We'll Red Guardian next turn. If we have priority. Well, we'll see what the plan is. We don't know what the plan of action is just yet, but, well, now we definitely know what the plan of action is. We're gonna Red Guardian Jeff. So we're gonna Valentina here. We're gonna Red Guardian here. We're off to the races. And in a normal game of Snap, not for science, not for content, I would snap, but our opponent did it for us. Let's see how this goes. I am a big fan of Sera control, right? I just loved it. Okay, there's the Cosmo that there's no way they should, like, Cosmo, really? Okay, that's fine. Red Guardian, I mean, Werewolf still gets to move, so it's not a big deal. Again, I don't care about the right lane. That's, although I'm still gonna, the plan is to probably still get the Werewolf bouncing. So let's go ahead and do that. And just for the sake, let's take the power off of Nebula. Mystique the Cosmo. That still leaves us in a good position though, regardless. Because, yeah, I can still do several things and have the werewolf bounce all over the place. Like, I can do Enchantress here, I can do Killmonger here. Are they doing anything? No, but it's still letting the werewolf bounce under the protection of two Cosmos. Am I at the whim of whatever kind of big thing that they want to accomplish? Yeah. But I wouldn't be able to do anything about it anyway, so no point in crying over spilt milk. Just let the werewolf keep doing its thing. It's up to 311. What's the end game here though? Tribunal? That's not nearly enough power. I don't understand what the end game is. Because now I just go Doom. So we get a bot here, and then the werewolf jumps here, right? And then I just, again, we don't care about the power in the right lane. It doesn't matter. Then we get the werewolf to bounce here. No, that's not gonna work because of the Doom bots. Okay. Okay, here's the play. Maximus, Doom over here. Because, again, it's about the total power. Now, there's a good chance that that's just like Iron Man, but it's Claw. It takes some practice to figure out what your game plan is with the deck. So me quickly identifying, okay, I have 2 Cosmos. I'm very limited in what I can do, but I have this werewolf that's still going to activate even though the on reveals don't happen. Identify what's happening in your game state very quickly, and you can figure out how to best take advantage of the situation. Let's get to the next game. All right, and that last game was one of those games where it was fun as you quickly identify, we got nothing to play here. We never have anything turn 1 to play with this deck. There's no ones. Where we made like a triple pivot. It's like Cosmo, okay, we gotta get out of there. And then it's like the Cosmo again. You're like, okay, well, let's readjust, let's rethink. And then even at the last turn where I'm like, okay, is it Doom, get the Doom bots and have the werewolf, and I'm like, okay, well, that's not gonna work. What's the next plan that makes sense? And you figure it out and you get a dub. Mirror Dimension. Yeah, we definitely go ahead with Medusa now. Maybe save the Maximus for end game with Sera, because currently we're in a situation where we can play Sera into Doom and Maximus end game with a werewolf on the board. Very good. We have a good. If I was playing straight up, I would probably snap here, even without any of the tech pieces, because this is a line in this deck that is very strong. Oh man, if Mirror Dimension hits Elysium, that's cracked. I'm good with just the werewolf. And then, wait. No, yeah, I'm good there. Put the werewolf here, this is good. Because next turn I could just play Sera in the Elysium lane. Well, that's not good. We need Red Guardian here. Red Guardian is the bailout, sort of, if okay, no Red Guardian. We can just Enchantress. The problem is, I'm gonna Enchantress now. Does it feel wasted? Because, okay. Here's a thought process that maybe some people might be thinking 2 ways here. Yes, could I get the werewolf to bounce twice here? Sure. But I would be forfeiting so much equity by taking out because if we take the Mobius out now and then we can play Sera the next turn with Elysium on the board, we're going to be able to do a lot of things on turn 6. So taking 1 less jump away by being able to play Enchantress like next turn. Now, if that's Cosmo, this is all for naught. But see, now they were going to try to scam with Elysium. Now we can double scam with the Elysium, or triple scam. See, this is great. This is very, very good. That was the right decision. Let's go Sera left lane, and we can still do other things. Yeah, because it's space. Now we're dealing with a space situation. Into Valentina. Into Doom. I think that's right, but we'll find out. Gladiator takes out the Killmonger, which is fine because we want board space anyway. Valentina, werewolf jumps. We get a Hela. Don't need that, but is what it is. Another piece where we can activate a werewolf jump and only into the right lane. There's a Red Guardian. Yeah, we're gonna go Maximus into Red Guardian mid, where we want the werewolf to come back. And we just fill after the... I can't do that. 1 over here is where we want to fill. Honestly, actually, you know what? I think I want the werewolf to end in the right lane. No, scratch that. I want 2 jumps. So Maximus plus the Red Guardian. plus Shang over here. Send it. Don't forget, you have to manage your space with the werewolf. Is there a case where I shouldn't have played Doom? Maybe, but let's find out. There's the Killmonger, which means nothing for us. There's the... And there's Miss Marvel. Okay, okay. Nicely done. See, so again, my other thought process was to leave the werewolf in the right lane, but I don't think in a vacuum, it would have mattered from a power standpoint. Depending on, maybe I should have put like the Maximus in the left lane with Red Guardian and the werewolf in the right lane. That may have been the better option. It would appear so based on the numbers. But yeah, it's a fairly standard Sera control deck with some variable options, those being Werewolf by Night and Doom. So play around with it, throw it out there some practice. It's strong against a lot of things. This is just one of those quirky decks that's like people are Legion scamming now because of Cancun, etc. Stupidness, whatever. But hope you enjoyed the decks. And again, there were 4, but I do not have Beta Ray Bill, so full disclosure there, full transparency. But that's it. Appreciate you. Hopefully you got some great info from this gameplay, and hopefully you checked out the stream. All right, everybody, those were the decks from yesterday's video that Glazer put out. And again, I always thank you guys. I very much appreciate y'all coming with me on this journey here as part of a Power On, the Power On Gaming team. It's part of the stream team. Make sure you like and subscribe, share this stuff out. Check me out on Twitter, Twitch, all those places. And I will catch you on the next video. Peace.